participants present here. We are really happy to have this session by Mr. Sushant Kalra and his team. Sushant Kalra, founder, director of Parwarish Institute of Parenting. Over a number of years, he has developed interactive workshops for parents and teachers based on the age of their children and various topic-specific workshops which deal with issues with children on a day-to-day basis. Parwarish won the Best Teacher and Parent Coach Award by the Federation Public Schools of Delhi. Parwarish also won the Education Innovator Award at the 5th Ed Leadership International Conference conferred by the Council for Global Education USA, the Center for Innovation in Education USA, along with Ed Leadership and City Montessori School, Lucknow. As a senior leader with Landmark Education, Sushant and his team conducted training for over 2,000 people in life skills. These trainings are transformational, transcending all realms of issues being dealt by people in the areas of their productivity, performance, relationships, careers, education, etc., creating breakthrough results in their lives. Please take over, Sushant.
Sure. Thanks, Rituda, and thank you for setting this up. Really excited of starting off this journey along with ABEA. I've been looking forward to it for a long time, and specifically a topic on socio-emotional learning, which has been the core of Parwarish, if you really ask me. Parwarish, as Pradipta just said, had been set up primarily 10 years back as a company used to work with, as an organization working with parents and connecting parents to children. But as we were talking about empowering parents, nurturing children's no limitness is what we talk about. We realize that there's a huge amount of work which the teachers do, and teachers have a huge impact on children. If you really ask today, if we do a session with a group of say 50 parents, we're talking about managing and impacting approximately 100 children. But when we talk about doing these sessions and empowering 50 teachers, you're literally talking about 50 teachers impacting about 30 to 50 children every year, and every teacher has a lifespan, if you really ask me, of teaching lifespans of approximately 35 years. And if you do the math, this number suddenly blows up to about 30,000-40,000. And a lot of times, as I'm talking to people who are there on the call right now and listening to this on social media networks, a lot of times we educators feel that we are not enough. There's a huge education system out there which needs a shift. But if you really look at this number, which I just did, in this particular group of say just 50 educators, you're looking at 40 to 50,000 children getting impacted. And I keep telling a lot of people that India needed one Gandhi to make it happen in 1947. We have access to, and each of you is impacting thousands of children, and what you have access to directly. And each one of you can make that huge difference in the society. So next time when you feel that, am I one enough? Is one person enough? You're more than enough in making a huge difference to this country and a huge difference to this world. And that's how we started working with teachers. And right now we've done these programs across the country. We've done these programs physically in more than 110 cities, more than 1,500 cities online, and even touched children, teachers, and parents across the world. So we did these programs with teachers in Nigeria and UAE. So people of that area have also benefited from these programs. And really, I thank each one of you for joining us today. And we wanted to introduce you to the whole concept of how this socio-emotional learning can be actually merged with the entire program, the teaching methodology, the teaching program of any school. So at a very extensive level, Parwarish does a 1-year long school transformation program, which basically starts talking about how do you connect to every child, how do you get the teachers, the parents, and the school management together as a bond, and also how all socio-emotional learning, how life skills can be merged using your own curriculum. This being a separate is not what you're talking about. We're talking about how, while teaching your math, science, social sciences, and history and geography, how socio-emotional learning, focusing on their socio-emotional health and their life skills and competencies can happen together. And the way we've designed today's session is that we don't want to tell you about what it is. We really wanted to take you through an experience of it. So by the end of this session, which will be short and crisp, uh, so I have Deepti and Nageshwar who are with me in this group. We'll take you through a process, and at the end of the session, we would want you to talk about your own experience of it and what did you get, and how this session or this experience can be taken to your classrooms on a day-to-day basis without you having to alter your teaching methodologies or your teaching experiences. So that's the whole idea behind today's session. Uh, so overall, we've worked with hundreds of NGOs till date, uh, children from the underprivileged sector, children from the schools like Pathways, who are right at the upper end of the cream, and the people who are from the lowest more end of the society would have benefited from these programs. So my request for you, each one of you, would be the people who are at least on Zoom. My request would be to switch on their audio and video and really participate. So this session is not going to be a one-way street. We're going to take you through a process, and I would request even the ABA team to be involved in it and really take this journey with us today. And we'll get back to you at the end of the session to really see what exactly, how did you get it, and how that can be molded and merged with your daily classroom experiences. So I won't take much more time. We don't have too much of time. I'll hand over the mic to Deepti. Uh, sorry, Nagesh, you're taking on the first part, right? Deepti, can you hear me?
Yeah. He is taking it.
So we'll take you through this process. My request to each one of you would be here and let this process work on you and see what happens. So my request would be, when normally something like this happens, we start evaluating whether it is good, bad, does it work. My request for each one of you who's participating and listening to this also on the social media networks, to take a step back and let yourself be in this journey, and let's do the evaluation of whatever worked, what didn't work at the end of the session. So really welcome again to this program, and over to you, Nagesh, for you to take us through that journey. Nagesh, you're on mute.
Okay. Thank you so much. तो और थैंक यू सो मच फॉर कमिंग. हम जब बात चल रही थी तो लग रहा था कि काफ़ी लोग आने वाले हैं, लेकिन कुछ ही लोग मतलब ऐसा है कि स्टेप आउट करते हैं, और जो मतलब मुझे लगता है कि जो स्टेप आउट करते हैं वो बदलाव लाते हैं. तो वो एक जर्नी है कि हम नंबर में कितने हैं वो इतना ज़्यादा मैटर नहीं करता. हमारा इंटेंशन क्या है और हम क्या करना चाहते हैं वो काफ़ी मैटर करता है. तो उसी के साथ हम शुरू करते हैं थोड़ा सा. तो पहले एक नॉर्मल थोड़ी सी एक्सरसाइज करेंगे हम, कि मैं आपको कुछ नॉर्म्स बताऊंगा और हमें बताना है कि कौन से नॉर्म है वो. तो आपको आइडेंटिफाई करना है कि उनके मीनिंग क्या है उसका. क्लियर है सबको?
Yes.
So my request to all the participants would be, if it's possible, if you can switch on your audios and videos, at least the videos on, and you can switch on the audio as soon as you want to speak up something. So my request would be, agar videos on kar lo yaar, if it permits, if your bandwidth permits. It'll be great to do a session with people who you can see. So yeah, Nagesh, over to you.
ओके. कोई गेस करेगा क्या है इसका मतलब? आवाज आ रही है ना क्लियर मेरी?
हाँ, किसी ने
आवाज
चैट पे
क्लियर है?
लिखा है. जी, किसी ने चैट पे लिखा है टू बी ऑन म्यूट.
ओके.
हाँ.
टू बी म्यूट, लेकिन हमारे लिए अभी इसका मतलब है कि जब भी जरूरत पड़े तो हमें अनम्यूट करते रहना है खुद को। कोई शेयर करेगा अनम्यूट करके कि क्या मतलब है इनका?
किसी ने अगेन अनुराधा मैम ने लिखा है टू पार्टिसिपेट।
ओके,
Raise hand option.
रेज हैंड्स ऑप्शन, यस।
ओके,
The one with the 3 dots and line is a share.
Yes. So we are inviting each one of you
Great,
to
great.
share today with us. Yes. Then what is this next box?
To comment.
To comment, to chat. So the chat option is also open. जो लोग unmute करके बात नहीं कर पाएंगे, we are requesting them to please use the chat extensively. Next.
To reflect.
Yes, this is reflection. The topic today is social emotional learning, and this will need each one of us to reflect in our lives a lot. So हम reflect करेंगे और share करेंगे. And the last thing is,
anyone who want to guess last क्या है?
Love yourself.
okay,
Love yourself. Self-compassion, self-love.
compassion. Yes, compassion would be the word I will take. Let us have compassion throughout the session for each one who is sharing something. I don't know sharing के बीच में क्या आ जाएगा किसके through, या क्या पता हम अपने जो कुछ शेयर कर रहे हैं, तो हमको अपने लिए और दूसरों के लिए ओपन आर्म्स एंड अ बिग हार्ट रखना है विद लॉट ऑफ कंपैशन इन दिस ट्रेनिंग, तभी ये ट्रेनिंग हो पाएगी. So these will be some of the norms that we will be following throughout the session. Please be mindful and please interact with us. This is not a one-way workshop. One way इसमें कुछ भी नहीं है, ठीक है? So I guess Nagesh, we can move further. Thank you.
तो हम थोड़ा सा सेंटरिंग से शुरू करेंगे और मेरी रिक्वेस्ट रहेगी कि सारे लोग मतलब पूरी ईमानदारी के साथ पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे तो काफी जाएगा और हम उसका मतलब समझ पाएंगे. तो थोड़ी देर के लिए हम अपनी कमर को थोड़ा सा सीधा कर लेंगे पूरा रीढ़ की हड्डी के पर, और थोड़ा सा बाहरी दुनिया से दूर होकर स्लो डाउन करने की कोशिश करेंगे खुद को, और अभी जहाँ पर हम हैं वहां पर ध्यान लाने की कोशिश करेंगे. तीन बार हम गहरी सांस लेंगे और धीरे 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 उस सांस को छोड़ेंगे. हमारा ध्यान बिल्कुल वर्तमान पर आ चुका है, प्रेजेंट में है हम. धीरे धीरे अपनी आंखें बंद करेंगे और अपनी बॉडी को महसूस करेंगे थोड़ा सा. बॉडी के अलग अलग पार्ट के साथ अभी आपकी क्या फीलिंग अटैच्ड है, या वहां पर आपको कौन कौन से सेंसेशन महसूस हो रहे हैं. हम हमारा ध्यान हेड की तरफ ले जाएंगे। आपके हेड को अभी कैसा लग रहा है? किस तरह के सेंसेशन आप वहां पर महसूस कर पा रहे हैं? धीरे धीरे हमारा ध्यान आंखों की तरफ ले जाएंगे। अभी आप बंद आंखों में क्या चल रहा है? कौन सी आवाजें हैं जो आपके कानों में आ रही हैं? अभी आपके कंधों पर किस तरह का दबाव या हल्कापन महसूस हो रहा है? उसे फील करने की कोशिश करेंगे। आपके हाथों में आपको कैसा लग रहा है? अभी आपकी कोहनी किस पोजीशन पर है? आपकी हथेली में ठंड है या गर्माहट है? आप अपनी मुट्ठी या अपनी उंगलियों के बीच में क्या महसूस कर रहे हैं? अभी आपका पेट आपसे क्या कहना चाहता है? धीरे धीरे ध्यान हमारी थाइस की तरफ ले जाएंगे और महसूस करने की कोशिश करेंगे कि वहां पर दर्द है या आराम है। हम हमारे घुटनों को फील करने की कोशिश करेंगे। अभी आपकी एड़ियों पर आपको कैसा लग रहा है? आपके पाँव के अंगूठों पर आप क्या महसूस कर रहे हैं? क्या आप अपनी उंगलियों को, पाँव की उंगलियों को महसूस कर पा रहे हैं? बॉडी के ऐसे कौन कौन से पार्ट है जहां पर आपको अनप्लेजेंट महसूस हो रहा है? कौन से पार्ट है जहां आपको सुकून या प्लेजेंट महसूस हो रहा है? पूरा ध्यान उन पार्ट पर ले जाएंगे जहां पर आपको अच्छा महसूस हो रहा है, आपको प्लेजेंट महसूस हो रहा है। धीरे धीरे अपने दोनों हाथों नमस्कार की मुद्रा में लाएंगे। उन्हें रब करेंगे। अब आप हथेलियों की गर्माहट के बीच में अपनी आंखों को खोल सकते हैं। स्लोली स्लोली अपनी आंखें ओपन कर सकते हैं। ओके, वेलकम टू सेशन। शुरू करते हैं हम थोड़ा सा। सारे लोग मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं? जस्ट शो मी द थम्स अप अगर आप सुन पा रहे हो तो। थैंक यू लता, थैंक यू सीमा। ओके ओके, गुड। तो आपके सामने फीलिंग्स का एक पहिया है जिसे हम फीलिंग सर्कल कहते हैं। तो जब भी हम कोई पूछा जाता है कि आपको कैसा लग रहा है, तो हमारा आंसर होता है कि हमें अच्छा लग रहा है। लेकिन एक सर्वे हुआ था, उसमें मतलब हम पूछते हैं अगर एक शब्द में बताइए को कैसा लगता है, तो लोग मैक्सिमम लोगों ने जवाब दिया आई एम फीलिंग गुड। और हम कहते हैं कि आप 2 शब्दों में बताइए कि आपको कैसा लग रहा है, तो मैक्सिमम लोगों ने आंसर किया आई एम नॉट फीलिंग गुड। तो हमारे जो उत्तर है वो इन 2 चीजों में रह जाते हैं कि अच्छा लग रहा है या बुरा लग रहा है। तो हम कोशिश करेंगे कि हम थोड़ा अभी आपको कैसा महसूस हो रहा है उसके थोड़ा और भीतर की ओर जाएं, और कोई भी 3 फीलिंग हम शेयर करेंगे इस चक्र को देखते हुए, और कोशिश करेंगे कि वो आउटर वाले चक्र से हो, जो बाहरी हिस्सा है इस सर्कल का वहां से हो। ठीक है, कोई भी अनम्यूट करके शेयर कर सकता है।
नागेश, मेंटीमीटर का मैंने लिंक डाल दिया है चैट पे।
ओके, इट वुड बी ग्रेट। तो आप मेंटीमीटर खोलेंगे तो वहां पर यू कैन टाइप 3 फीलिंग्स।
नागेश, इस स्लाइड को थोड़ा सा जूम कर दो। अनुराधा मान की रिक्वेस्ट आई है। Sure, Seema ma'am. Seema ma'am, what we are trying to convey here is that after this activity that we have just completed, please use this slide on the screen to identify your feelings. And you can use the link given in the chat of Mentimeter to write your top 3 feelings.
अभी देख पा रहे हैं क्या?
Deepti, I think Nagesh has gotten logged off.
Okay. Okay. So can anybody tell me what are their top 3 feelings right now? If in case you haven't used the Mentimeter yet, can you please tell me what are your top feelings right now? After the activity, are you feeling shocked, dismayed, happy, calm, sad, nervous, pressured? peaceful, playful, what? And you can use the chat to convey your feelings.
Okay, I'm writing.
Hello, am I audible to everybody?
Yes, Deepti, you're audible.
I would really appreciate if people participate and at least share how are they feeling. Yes, Ratna ma'am, if you can mention how are you feeling? Identifying feeling is one of the first and the foremost points under social emotional learning. This learning will not happen until we learn to identify our feelings, and this is an opportunity for all of you to delve deeper and come up with something that you are feeling. And it is not necessary that after the activity you will be feeling very peaceful, happy, and all. If there is some other feeling on the surface, please bring it on. Okay. I don't see anybody speaking back or even mentioning anything.
No.
Okay. So such activities wherein we do centering exercise, this is reconnecting with ourselves. This is in a busy day when you are having a hectic time, these kind of activities help you take a small break from those from that hecticness. Give yourself those 5 minutes of time to rejuvenate, to reconnect with yourself, and possibly to even get relaxed and calm. This activity helps you in focusing upon your body, your sensations going on in the body, and a quick body scan. So, okay, thank you, Ratna ma'am. Ratna ma'am has written that yes, she is feeling relaxed. So, thank you. I hope something is happening even with the other teachers. All right. Thank you, Seema ma'am, for using the Mentimeter. We will come to the next activity. And because of the paucity of time, I will have to rush further. And for this activity, I request all the teachers and educators to have a piece of paper, A4 size paper and a pen in their hands, because we would be needing to draw something. Seema ma'am, we have the full screen sharing right now. I think there is an option of Zoom available wherein you can like increase the screen on yours, on your tablet or phone, wherever you have logged in from. I guess you will have to do that. We are doing a full screen sharing. Okay, so let's begin with the second activity. For this, again, if you have your pen and paper in your hand, please leave them on the table. Close your eyes, sit in a relaxed position, and think of an accomplishment in your life. Anything that you call as your accomplishment, as your achievement in life. It can be something recent, it can be something of remote past, anything. While you visualize this accomplishment, think, when was it? How did you feel that day? What actions did you do on getting that achievement? How were the people around you reacting to it? think closely and deeply about this accomplishment and stay with that feeling for some more time. Now, slowly open your eyes and exactly in the center of the page, write, or we will prefer you draw your accomplishment. Exactly in the middle of the paper. We will need the rest of the paper for some other writing work. Once you have drawn your accomplishment, please show me a thumbs up sign, or on the chat write yes, so that I know when to move ahead. Thank you, Lata ma'am. Seema ma'am, thank you. I have only 2 thumbs up. If there are some more people, please. This activity is completely for yourself. I would not be needing the drawings. I will not ask you to show it to anybody. So be with this activity, please. Anybody else also who is done can show me a thumbs up. Anuradha ma'am, Ratna has done it, okay. Leena ma'am, Madhusudan sir. Okay, first of all, I really can't see anybody because nobody has put their videos on. So I'm getting really confused if people have done it, except for those 4 people. So should I move ahead? Because the next step will start only once you're completed drawing or writing. All right. So once you have done this, what I want you to do is to reflect. Reflect upon the people or the things or the circumstances that helped you achieve this accomplishment. I'm sure there would be many people who have contributed in your accomplishment. Just put a circle around the drawing, put some arrows, and start mentioning their names. Recall each possible person, thing, or a circumstance that or who has contributed. A hint here is this list is going to be long. So think deep, reflect deep, and keep filling the paper. I will wait for a minute or odd for each one of you to do this part. Keep thinking, keep writing. As much as you write, this activity will help you accordingly. Is there anyone who has completed it? Please use the chat or show me a thumbs up sign again. Okay, thank Ratna ma'am.
Thank you,
Seema
Shiva ma'am.
ma'am. And if anybody is there on the Facebook attending this live, please keep doing this thing along us. You will get the essence of it soon. Elena ma'am, Madhusudan sir, please come up on the mic or at least show a symbol. Madhusudan sir, can you come up on the mic please once? Elena ma'am, thank you. Lina ma'am, I hope I'm pronouncing the
Yes,
name
ma'am.
right. Yes, Madhusudan sir, have you done this activity?
Doing it,
No.
ma'am. Doing it.
Doing it. Okay. All right. So please, sir, match up with the pace. We will be going further now. Is there anybody who wants to come up on the mic and share the accomplishment part? I would want one volunteer in this activity who would come up on the mic and share. I don't want to see the picture. That is fine if you don't want to show it. Can I have Ratna ma'am maybe? She completed that first. Is it okay,
Yeah.
ma'am? I hope.
But I had my personal accomplishment like my cousin's wedding.
Okay.
So I had to compensate my working, my job, career, everything, and together with I was working, and I did all these works together with the help of the family.
Wow. Okay.
So,
So your accomplishment is that your cousin was getting married, and along with the job, you could manage the marriage and
yes,
the preparation and the job well. Both of them were handled well.
handled well. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So that is your accomplishment. Thank you. Ratna ma'am, can I have some more conversations on this with you?
Yeah. Actually, regarding that, first thing what I did was planning for all my work beforehand. If any purchase work or my school work, whatever it was, I used to plan well before itself. And helping support I had from my family members at the time, my kids, my husband, and few helpers.
Perfect.
Okay, so first of all, that planning was working better, and with the support of the family members and few people that and all I mentioned. Anything that yeah.
Okay, so beyond this, do you think there is somebody else also who must have helped you, any kind of a process, structure, or person?
Few helps were done by external people and all, like when job oriented, like school sides, other colleagues.
Yes.
Okay,
so your colleagues had helped you manage the work and maybe do some part of the work.
Yeah.
Your family members helped you completely by adhering to the rules and the structures that you made and following the plans that you made.
Yeah.
Your children followed everything. They must be also having their classes, homework, but they completed and followed everything.
Yeah.
Then, ma'am, you must have traveled, right, from your home to the marriage or for shopping, etc.
Yeah, I used to plan it in weekends after the session. Since we had this corona and all, we were able to manage with the online classes. Other remaining time, according to my free time, I used to plan it beforehand.
Perfect. So how did you commute?
Regarding
the shopping, the weekends plans that you made, you commuted by your own vehicle or a public transport?
No, we had our own vehicle.
Right. So do you think you having your own vehicle made it easy for you to commute?
Yeah.
So that is also one of the contributing factors.
Yeah, true.
True. Okay. Also, ma'am, you shopped, right, for your cousin's marriage? It must be a big family event after all. So do you think all that preparations that you did were possible because somebody had a market there and there was a store who was catering to your needs and your desires?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So there is a market and a shop. Yes, Shashank?
Just 1 second. So my request to other people on the call would be that as Deepthi is taking Ratna through this process, my request would be all of you start expanding your own lists based on her questions. So rather than getting stuck in by what Ratna is doing, my request would be everybody do that for yourselves on your respective lists. Yes, Deepthi.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. So Ratna ma'am, sorry, coming back to you.
Yeah.
So who all contributed is the marketman, the shopkeepers, and your own car. But that car was also driven on a particular road, right?
Yes.
Imagine that road not been developed. Imagine that road having a lot of potholes, making your plan go haywire because you planned for 1 hour, but just because of the traffic and the pothole, or maybe having no road made it impossible.
Yes.
So there is a government who is taking care of the roads and establishing the infrastructure of your area.
Yeah, true.
So do you think that has also contributed in some manner?
Yeah, true, very true.
Yeah. Now, if we come and talk about your job front, because you handled your job also very effectively during the Corona time, I'm sure you were taking online classes or engaged in some online activity.
Online classes we were doing.
Yeah. So do you think the internet, the laptop, and your own skill of using these technical things effectively has also contributed? Because had all these things not been there, you would have not been able to complete the tasks on time.
Yeah, true, very true.
Yes. So somewhere the net, the computers, even though it is a non-living thing, a laptop is a non-living thing, but ultimately it is making my life easy, and yes, it did contribute in your accomplishment somewhere.
Yeah.
So Ratnama, what essence do you get from this conversation of mine right now?
Every small thing matters a lot, plays a very important role in our life. Small thing makes big changes. That's what I got it from.
Yeah. And did you think about all these things that we've just discussed and wrote on your sheet before, or it is now only through the discussions you're realizing that, oh yes, this also?
Yeah, now only I realized all these things.
Right. And trust me, Ratna ma'am, there would be several more things right now. Because of the paucity of time, I'm not going further, but I am very sure if you think, reflect deep back within, I'm sure you will get this list endless. There is somebody, who's making those wedding clothes. There is a weaver. That weaver is getting that material from a farmer who grows that cotton. And the farmer is getting that seeds from somebody else. There is an entire agricultural department working on this so that you can wear those beautiful fancy clothes.
Yeah.
There is somebody who constructed the hall in which the wedding happened. There is somebody at school who's taking care of things when you were absent.
Yeah.
And the list goes on and on. And trust me, if you make this list, and now I'm talking to everybody in the room, just look at the picture I have shown you on the screen. This is the picture of the activity when me and my colleague did this exact activity. If you could really see, there is no space left for us to write further. This is the amount of contributions coming from outside to get my accomplishment or my desire fulfilled. So my question to all of you in the room is, first, did you understand what we just did? Yeah, okay. Seema ma'am is saying so true. Yes, perfect. The list is endless. Would love to reflect and experience. Absolutely. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Seema ma'am and Lata ma'am, for writing on the chat. Okay. So if this is true, that so many people, systems, governments, living, non-living things are contributing in your life, and this is just one accomplishment I talked about, what is the one word that is coming prominently, that is overwhelmingly coming out? Do you want to say something to these people, things, or system? That one word that will summarize your feeling. Thank you, Tarleen. Thank you, ma'am. Yes, it is the feeling of gratitude. Immense gratitude and thankfulness towards each thing that is around me, because had they not been there, my life would not have been that simple. The second thing I would like here to add is interconnectedness. Do you realize somebody's action has an impact on you? Had the laptop not been built, this system right now would not have been possible at all. Had the farmer not done their work properly, we would not have gotten the cotton or the silk or whatever material. And had the designer not been there, we would have not got the dress right and everything. Just like their activities are impacting my life, my activities and actions also have an impact on the society at large. You are also a part of a system who is impacting everybody, from your home to a larger space in the universe somewhere. Do you get this feeling? And understanding this thing, how do you feel? That, oh, my every action will have a consequence somewhere in the universe to somebody's life. That is a huge thing to experience in itself. Yeah. So these were the two activities that we just did with all of you, and I really hope everybody was aligned. Madhusudan sir, I hope you were listening and you were there with us. I would now like each one of you to reflect once again and tell me if such activities and such discussions that we just did, what will increase in your life? What are the skills or attributes do you think will enhance in your life if we have such discussions? Or the way we just did it, what do you think expanded for you? And what do you think will reduce for you, will come down? Anything that will get expanded. So Seema ma'am is writing that looking at life in a positive way and a positive approach. This is something that will expand. Beautiful, Seema ma'am. Thank you. Anybody else also, please use the chat. If you're not coming on the mic, use the chat. I'm okay with that.
Actually, if you look at the feeling wheel which we had shared earlier,
yeah,
if you can, if all of you can take a minute and really get present to what exactly are you feeling right now, what are you experiencing right now, you can use this feeling wheel to figure out what are you feeling, what is your current experience. That will give you a sense of what Deepti is asking. What's the experience right now?
Yeah.
And my request to all of you is if you can just unmute yourself and then say it out. Yeah, sorry,
So
somebody was saying
Madhusudan sir has said that moral values and togetherness is something that will expand. And Tarleen ma'am is saying that I will start appreciating small things now and consider these things as significant. So brilliant.
And how you experience? What's the feeling right now? While you were doing this exercise and while you're sharing this, if you can identify what are you feeling right now from this circle? What's the experience right now?
It's of unity. Ma'am has written, Ratna ma'am, unity. Okay. If
How many
these
of you? Sorry, how many of you are experiencing more settled? Like you're feeling settled right now in the last half an hour, 40 minutes. More peaceful internally right now. Like there's a level of like the the thing which was happening in the head half an hour, 40 minutes back, the clutter has actually settled down a bit. It's eased out. How many of you feeling that?
Yes, Seema ma'am has said it is eased out. Ratna ma'am has also raised her hand. Tarleen ma'am is also saying settled and peaceful.
You've got to, and if you really notice yourself that you're right now experiencing the presence, like the present, versus getting disturbed by what is going to happen in the future or something which happened in the morning. This whole exercise, both of these have actually led us to be in the present right now and experience whatever the experience is right now. And then it's peaceful and settled, right?
Great. So if again you can come up on the mic or use the chat. If these are the things that are going to increase, what do you think is going to reduce? There's something that will even cut down if we are doing such discussions and having those feelings. What are the things that are cut down?
I think fear, मतलब मेरे लिए भी
Fear. Okay.
कई बार ऐसा डर होता है ना कि ये चीज नहीं है या ये नहीं होगी, लेकिन अल्टीमेटली काफी लोग ऐसे होते हैं जिनके सपोर्ट से जो डायरेक्टली इनडायरेक्टली सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं वो चीजें हो जाती है.
Yes. So it's a fear. Then one participant has said my anxiety has reduced. That is something. Yes. Ego, pride will cut down. Yes. Seema ma'am, fear?
Yeah. Deepti, here I would like to reflect something here actually. Like I am not a technical savvy at all, okay? Because of this pandemic, this has pushed me like, to my extreme to try out all the possible things, whatever I can do, like, because of that, what is happening is I know that it has reduced my fear to face of anything, like, okay, I can do it. This is what I understood through this pandemic thing. Actually, I am not at all a technical savvy, but I could go through all the things very without relucting to anything.
Right. And for this, ma'am, do give a pat to yourself.
Right.
And I guess somewhere COVID has made everybody highly tech savvy.
Exactly.
So there is some amount of gratitude even this 2020 should receive from each one of us to increasing our resilience and making us highly tech savvy.
To be honest, we never thought in our life that we will just go through all these things, slides, doing this, doing that. We were only within a classroom where we can portray whatever we know, right, to the children. But this was another different platform to, to explore ourselves as in.
Exactly. Yes.
That was my this thing. Thanks.
So exactly as all of you were just mentioning, these are just those points that I have written. What will enhance is your self-awareness. How are you feeling? What sensations come in your body? Emotions, जब समझेंगे तो ही manage कर पाएंगे. Till the time we don't know what are we feeling, we will not understand how to manage those actions that come out of it. My interpersonal relations are getting increased. I'm thinking positively, optimistically. And through actions like gratitude and interconnectedness, I have a lot of kindness and empathy. I have compassion towards everybody. That yes, even a stranger on the road is doing some activity, but then that activity must be contributing in some manner that I don't even know in my life. Similarly, what reduces is your anxiety, stress, aggression, ego, pride, as somebody has mentioned, your emotional distress that we are constantly going through. That those are the things that settle down or that reduces for some time. And as you just experienced both these things, I would like to introduce you now to what exactly social emotional learning is. The experiences that you had just now is exactly what this topic means. It is identifying and navigating the emotions, practicing mindful engagement into whatever you are doing, and having pro-social behavior. Something like kindness and empathy, understanding each other, having self-control, self-awareness, all of these will come under this. Now, a big question that a lot of people ask us generally is, why do we need social emotional learning in such activities? And it is simply because the education system right now is working towards just marks and information. And the overall holistic development, as we generally say, that is somewhere missing. Even if you go through the WHO life skills, that those are the 10 big life skills that the WHO has given for 21st century, those life skills get missing somewhere in our processes of learning. And if these things are not inculcated right from the childhood, it becomes a bit difficult at, I will say, later stages. So where does SEL or social emotional learning will amalgamate is, one part is generally the education side, and the second is the mental health side, wherein we try to manage the emotions and identify and stuff. Social emotional learning is the central part of it, wherein we will be using both of them together. So SEL can be done even through the subjects that we teach, the classes that we take. We don't need any other training or any other thing out there, a class for this. All of this can be very effectively done through your own subjects and syllabus that you follow in your classes every day. Just a bit of a tweaking and right questioning with the students is required. So I really hope you understood what SEL is and how it will benefit. If just a 1-hour session and small 2 activities could make you calm and happy and reduce your anxiety, imagine this happening every day in every class with the students. The amount of anxiety and depressions that even they are going through will be and can be tackled highly effectively through this program. So a quick recap of what we did, and then again I will open the floor for all of you. This is a quick thing. We did a introductions, post which we did the centering or the grounding exercise, which Nagesh took you through, a quick field check. Then we did a gratitude exercise and we understood what exactly SEL, social emotional learning, is. Now, I would again open up the floor for all of you to tell me, is there anything that you want to take away from the session that you want to practice in your life? Or if you want to take one step more, you would want to take it to your classrooms. Practicing gratitude, says Lata ma'am in the chat. Okay. Yes, Lata ma'am, please do that. And when you're practicing gratitude, I will just add one more thing. If you have those people around you who have contributed in your success or in your life also, please go and say it out to them, thank you, in words. That will have a bigger impact. Seema ma'am is
So
taking
again, a small
away
request
that.
to people.
Yeah.
एक छोटा सा request दीजिए again. Seema, can you unmute yourself and say it out? It'd be great.
Yeah, I would sure. I realized that small things count a lot when we always think about a higher way of life, we never see the small tiny things which totally counts a lot in our life.
And as educators,
Exactly.
doing that and building that for children will be a huge plus.
Yes. Yes. We need to get into their shoes and understand how they are, and then we can.
Once we do it with them in their classrooms, the amount of power, the amount of peace these kids would get is humongous. Thanks for taking that on.
And we have some more sharings on the chat. Madhusudan sir has written treating everyone equally, and Ratna ma'am is writing gratitude and interconnectedness.
So my request again to Madhusudan and Ratna is to unmute, say it out, yeah, because it'll have a different meaning when you say it out.
No, I would like to now, as I practiced with Deepthi ma'am and understood how every small thing matters and we should be gratitude to everything around us. I wanted to bring that in my kids also. Like as a science teacher, I usually tell them like we should take care of the plants around us. Whenever I talk about those things, we talk about environment, electricity, all these things. Like I usually try to connect it with we should take care of these things, but little more also I will take up into my classes.
Yeah, this method, Ratna, actually brings it very personal stuff because it starts from your achievement and then takes it out. So you get very connected yourself personally. Yeah, great, thanks. Madhusudan sir, you were saying something?
Yes, yes, sir. See, treating everyone equally. That's what we have to practice every day. Right from in our school, right from the peon or the gatekeeper who is taking care, till the teachers and principal or secretary, everyone should be given due respect. And that should be there with the child's attitude, which can be cultivated inside the school, and that will help them to show it outside also.
So Taren, you raise your hand.
Yes. So, as a science teacher, there is something that we have, which is the science journal. But since gratitude and interconnectedness is such a beautiful concept, I was thinking to implement a gratitude journal as well. So that my kids practice it on a daily basis and can share that in a safe space, maybe in front of me, in front of their peers, so that it becomes an habit. So this is something that I would want to implement in my class.
Beautiful. Right.
You can actually combine science with emotions, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Great word. Anybody else? Vibha, Garima? Vibha, can you hear us? Garima? Leena? Anybody before we close it? I know it's 6:08. Just
Yeah. Okay. I think there's nobody else. Okay, Lata ma'am is sending some feedback forms on the chat. I request each one of you to please take out some time to fill in those feedback forms. That would be helpful for us as well. And Lata ma'am, do share the collected feedback with us also.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right.
so thanks, Lata. Thanks for arranging this. I know we would have loved to have a bigger audience, but as I said, one person is enough. The kind of difference each one of you who's been on this call can make. you have access to thousands of children, and so we're not looking at one person being here. We're looking at thousands of children behind them, and the kind of difference you guys can make. So really, thank you for doing it. My only request is, let's take it to the children. Let's make the real difference out there. Given the conditions which our children are going through today, this is largely required. If you really ask me, knowledge is great. This will make that huge. So please focus on this, and thanks for participating.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Kalra. Thank you, Deepti and Nagesh, for joining us and conducting such a lovely session for us. Thank you to all the participants who were here today, and those who are watching on Facebook Live for joining us for today's masterclass. We do hope that you will implement some of these strategies in your classroom, because that was the intention of the entire session. So have a great evening, everybody, and have a great week ahead also. Thank you.